Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom. Om Swastiastu, Nama Budaya. Good morning, everybody. My name is Aristo Purboaji. I'm from Indogen Venture Capital. And thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Sendra Wong and this COM team, for me to make this speech. I would like to make a reference to the first slide about this particular book. This book is Conscious Capitalism. The author is John Mackey. He's the CEO of Whole Foods, one of Fortune 500 company that was acquired by Amazon. And this book is published by Harvard Business Review. So this is quite an academic and trustworthy book. So the main premise of this book is that capitalism is not evil. Capitalism is it's ethical, it's good, and it's benevolent and virtuous. Maybe you remember the movie Wall Street, the starring role Michael Douglas and the character Gordon Gekko that famously say that greed is good, and hence giving an impression that capitalism is unethical and evil. But I buy the main premise of this book. I'm a firm believer in free market and free enterprise. And nothing exemplifies free market more than this forum. Because here, founders and investors meeting each other, and founders will pitch their ideas, investor will select, and some will fail, some will succeed. But in the process, there will be a value creation. And as the founders and entrepreneurs will add value, the economy will get larger and larger, and the standard of living will get higher and higher, and everybody wins. So I believe that capitalism and free market is the way forward for humankind. And the main actor in human progress is not government, it's not a philanthropic organization, it's not non-profit organization, but it is for-profit organization. It is free enterprise like businesses here in this forum. So you ought to be proud of yourself by being a businessman, entrepreneurs and founders and investors. We move on to the next slide. The next slide shows that from the 19th century onwards, the free market since the Industrial Revolution has drastically dropped the absolute poverty in this world. And absolute poverty is defined by World Bank as a person living on less than $1 a day. That's an absolutely poor person. And it has increased drastically from 85% to 17%. And it is the main determinant is free market. For example, we consume things now and later. For example, we consume food and the clothes that we wear, the glasses and the transportation that we'll use, or are supplied by businesses and corporations. It's not government, it's not non-profit. And for example, we are facing an enemy now, COVID-19 virus. And who provides the vaccine? It's not government that creates the vaccine. It's not a philanthropic foundation, but it is businesses, it's corporations that provide and create the vaccine. Government just distribute them. So I believe that a country that is successful is a country that respects its entrepreneurs. You know, we used to give respect to scientists, to government officials, to law enforcement, and rightly so. They are worthy of our respect. But I believe that entrepreneurs should be given due respect because they are on the front line of economic progress. So you all here, we need more founders. Indonesia need more investors. And we all hope for the betterment of Indonesia. And the next slide, I want to refer to this term invented by economists, resource curse. What does it mean, resource curse? Resource curse means this. The economists found that when a country found natural resources, for example, oil, the logical conclusion would be the country will become richer, right? It should be the logical conclusion. But on the contrary, when a country found natural resources like oil or natural gas, the economies was baffled by this. They become poorer, not richer, poorer. And they become stagnant, the economic growth stagnant, and the political repercussion also negative. They become less democratic. So why is this phenomenon? It's because, when you become richer in terms of natural resources, for example, you become lazy, you become complacent, and you are in a comfort zone. And so you don't feel the need to improvise, innovate, and be creative. You have this landlord mentality. So I believe that the government's emphasis now from infrastructure to human capital is very wise and very accurate. I believe Indonesia must move away from resource-based economy to technology-based economy and creative-based economy. And hopefully in BISCOM, we create value for the betterment of Indonesia. I will show you the next slide. It's very interesting. In the year 2009, the 5 biggest companies in the world are all conventional business, except one technology company, Microsoft. Okay, PetroChina Oil, ExxonMobil Oil, this is technology company, Microsoft. ICBC is conventional banking. Walmart, conventional retail. And 10 years, fast forward. 10 years is not a long time in historical perspective. It's just a blink of an eye, 10 years. So we are under a very fast progress. 10 years, you'll see all the 5 biggest companies in the world today are all technology company. We say goodbye to oil, conventional banking, and no more retail, conventional retail, all taken over by technology company. So hopefully in BISCOM, there will be one unicorn found here. And I believe that this activity is very important for the progress of our nation. Yeah, you will see later in this forum, capitalism force at play. You will see founders pitch the ideas, and investor will select, will criticize, will judge, and founders need to innovate. They need to pivot or change course sometimes, because if you don't innovate, you die, and in the process you create value. And value creation is very ethical. It is very benevolent and virtuous. Though, of course, it's not perfect. Capitalism is good, but not perfect. It also has some flaws, subject to improvement. But overall, I believe we should be grateful for it. I will show you the next slide, is this famous entrepreneur. This is one example of an entrepreneur who's not purely motivated by money, because I read his biography. He was born in South Africa, a very repressive apartheid regime at that time. And this kid, when he was in South Africa, he dreamed of being able to stay and study in US, a more free country. And Elon Musk is driven not by money, but by, I would say, by historical mission and purpose, because he saw that oil is dangerous to the world. He saw that it's not just environmental issues like pollution, but also has negative political repercussion. Like he saw how many dictatorship was financed by oil. So he dreamed a world independent of oil, and he acted out his dream by creating a electric car company with sole purpose. The main purpose is not self-seeking profit, but to see the world independent of oil. And thus he creates so many values. So I believe this is very inspiring. And as I mentioned, I'm from Indogen venture capital, so I can relate to investors because I'm also a fellow investor. Investment is not an easy business. It's very risky, so I believe that all you investors already realize that, and then I don't need to give lecture about that. So on average in venture capital, out of 10 investment, you only make one successful exit. But hopefully the one success that you made will compensate all the 9 failures. And of course, this forum is occurring now. We have this forum to make sure that the probability of the founders' failures will decrease, because there's panelists here that will give counsel, advice, sometimes criticize the founders. And it's not easy also to become a founders. You are a very brave human being for being a founders, because the likelihood of your failures is very high in this industry. So more power to you. So I believe that a country that have many entrepreneurs is prosperous countries. For example, it is said that a prosperous country has 2% of its population as entrepreneurs. Indonesia, I forget the figure exactly, but Indonesia has way less than 2%, perhaps even less than 1% of entrepreneurs. So we need more founders for the betterment of Indonesia. We need more investors, because I believe it's the main way forward. It's to unleash the creativity of the entrepreneurs by the virtue of free market. So the next slide. This is some of our portfolio in Indogen. We so far have made 4 exits. You will see some household names. There is a GoWork, perhaps. There is portfolio, and I hope perhaps there'll be some quality company here also in Biscom. And as I mentioned, I hope that there'll be one unicorn in Biscom, 1 or 2 unicorn if possible. And next slide, I detail all the 3 exits. We have Travelio, a property, residential property industry. We have WeWork acquired SpaceMob. We invest in SpaceMob, and Carsem is awaiting to go public in Malaysia. Okay, the last slide. This is our Fund 1 has been successful, valued at $10 million, and we are in the process of gathering our target $50 million in Fund 2. And I just want to give you the information of our preferred industry, okay? Fintech, logistics, consumer marketplace, and edutech. Because we are in Indogen, we identify that these 5 industries has a promising prospect. I think that's all from me now. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom. Om Santi, Santi Om. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aristo. Without any further ado, please welcome the first investee from fintech industry. Credit Indian, time and place is yours.
Masih ada mimpi yang belum terwujud, belum bisa terwujud karena memang Tuhan yang harus dipenuhi. Mau nabung tapi kelamaan, mau beli cash tapi uangnya nggak cukup. Solusinya apa ya? Kredit impian hadir untuk membantu mewujudkan impian. Di kredit impian, kamu bisa membeli produk dan memilih berbagai macam mitra kredit. Caranya gampang. Registrasi akun kamu di www.kreditimpian.id. Pilih foto, upload, dan cari barang impian kamu. Atau pilih fitur upgrade impian kamu.
morning, our honorable panelists. Budian, thank you for your time. Pak Isto, thank you, and our fellow investee. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nico Abiawan. I'm from Credit Impian, PT Hillary High Tech Dynamics, and we believe that every